Okay. We're gonna make a tier list of the Pokemon starters. I've got a bunch of friends in call, and they're going to react to my opinions.
Yay.
Will they change them? Probably not. We're gonna start with Bulbasaur. Honestly, I think Bulbasaur is a very solid Pokemon, so I think putting it in A tier is valid. I could do B, as in the Bulbasaur tier, but I think A is a solid point to put Bulbasaur.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
A or B.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I personally, I
That,
agree.
that's
It's
valid. That's
classic. You
valid.
gotta put it up high.
B
I will
confirms.
say B.
Wrong.
Actually, Ivysaur is gonna go there. I still like Ivysaur quite a bit, but I don't like it nearly as much as Bulbasaur.
B
can
for
understand that.
evolved Bulbasaur.
Yes.
But
Venusaur.
but
Venusaur. I think I'm gonna.
Just a tied battle. Why don't you put him in high B or low A?
B
We'll say high B for now.
B for Bulbasaur.
Except
No,
Bulbasaur isn't
Venusaur-
there. Charmander. A tier. Honestly,
yes, some more water bird.
Charmander used to be my favorite fire starter. I don't like him nearly as much as I used to, but I still think he's a really good one.
He's
I'll
like
honestly
B or
agree.
C tier for me.
Charmeleon.
S.
Charmeleon
It's
is
just
really
overused.
sick as well. I'm gonna put him in A tier as well.
I mean, I love the fact that they changed the color palette for him, though.
The color palette change is cool, but for Charmeleon, for me, is just Charizard with no wings.
True.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
but
it's
it
one of the
doesn't change
few
color palette,
actually
shiny.
cool, like, starters.
Fair,
Like, middle
fair.
stages. Also, Charizard I'll put in A tier. Again, I used to really like Charizard, and while I still do, there are other fire starters that I like more now.
That is
Squirtle.
Can you guys already hear the?
Next one's
Can you
gonna be
guys
funny.
Squirtle
This
is
next one's gonna be
going
great.
in
It's
C tier. He's okay. He's okay. He's not that bad.
Good.
Wartortle. I actually like Wartortle quite a bit. I don't think he would go into
A lot of
A
people
tier,
do because
but
of his fluffy tail.
B tier.
It's
No,
like
that's
the wing.
the wing like ears and the fluffy tail are great.
Yes.
Blastoise.
Okay, I'm curious to know what you're rating him at.
This link. Hey,
So-
create an F tier.
As you can see,
Oh.
there is
Oh, wait, no,
S
yeah, you told me
through
this.
E. There is S through E right now. However, my hatred for this thing is so vivid. We are making
I
a
totally
new
remember
tier
this, yeah.
called Bad. And that is where Blastoise will stay.
I
What did
totally
this do?
forgot
You-
about this.
what? Point on the doll where Blastoise hurt you, Pika.
I totally
Okay.
forgot he told me about this.
Blastoise has been a disappointment and the bane of my existence.
Not just in normal, also in his randomizer as a freaking poison rock type.
So, to start off, you know how a lot of people who don't like Charizard are like, oh, people, like, it's so overrated, people hype it up and it's really not that great. That's
How do you feel about
Blastoise.
Blastoise?
That's Blastoise
More
for
times
me,
we
because when growing up, originally I did like Blastoise. I was like, okay, cool cannon turtle. Pretty cool. But I like Charizard
Bowser
more.
with a gun.
However, in like fourth or fifth grade, I kept seeing stuff over and over again of like, oh, Blastoise is the best Kanto starter. He is statistically better. Like, Death Battle did the Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise Battle Royale. And I watched that, and Blastoise won by falling asleep for half the battle.
And having a shell.
And then just coming back into it when Charizard was already weak. And so that really soured my opinion. There was also the fact that, growing up, I had a friend by the name of Mason, and his favorite Pokemon was Blastoise. And he and I were essentially rivals in Pokemon. And it was basically like an Ash and Gary sort of thing, because I had Pikachu and he had Blastoise.
Oh, so that's
But for quite a while, Blastoise was just like my adversary, due to having this like it was really just a playful rivalry, but still. There was also the fact that I started using Blastoise and stuff. I had a Fire Red randomizer Nuzlocke that I did. And I had a Blastoise in that. The Blastoise was like, I got it and I was like, oh, this thing's gonna be a powerhouse. Started training it up. The first main battle I used it in, to my recollection, I lost the entire Nuzlocke. I also used Blastoise in the in Pokemon Sword and Shield's DLC of the Isle of Armor. Because while I didn't like Blastoise at the time, Gigantamax Blastoise was really cool. Because of the 31 cannons on its back. I was like, okay, that's sick. Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to give Blastoise a shot. It fainted every single battle. It barely did a thing. I've tried using Blastoise competitively on Pokemon Showdown, and it would lose over and over, no matter what. I would be using the proper strategies of it, and it would, like, even if I was playing well overall, Blastoise would just die really easily. And yet people would use the same strategy against me, and they'd, like, sweep half my team or something. So yeah, I don't like Blastoise. Blastoise doesn't like me. We're moving on. Chikorita is honestly going in C tier. It's okay.
Valid.
It's okay. It's Chikorita. I don't necessarily dislike it or anything. I'm just very neutral on it. Bayleaf, I'm gonna put in B tier a little bit over Ivysaur.
You know I'm biased about one of them.
Because Bayleaf is... I actually really like Bayleaf's design. This has nothing to do with the anime, as I didn't watch the Gold and Silver portion, like the Johto portion, so I didn't grow that attachment or anything. However, I feel like Bayleaf is a very good progression from Chikorita. Meganium, on the other hand, I am putting in E tier.
What?
Ooh, that's okay.
That's a spicy meatball there.
No, I
Meganium?
know some people really dislike Meganium.
Do I ping Sal? Do I ping Sal?
Meganium
Oh no.
used to be my least favorite grass starter. That's not the case anymore.
Better not be the one that I'm thinking of.
However, the main reason for it is design-wise, I do not think it is a good progression. Mainly because it loses the main defining trait that Chikorita and Bayleaf have.
Oh, the
And
leaf,
that,
yeah.
yeah, the leaf on its head. They got rid of that for some reason, and I don't understand it. Genuinely, I think if you took the 2 antennae and changed them to 2 leaves, it would be an complete improvement.
I don't actually like that idea.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people dislike about it, and that's what I fixed with my mega concept of it.
Yeah.
I wish the flower was orange.
Anyway,
Yeah.
moving on.
You
Cyndaquil.
want to explain
Solid,
Jim?
solid starter.
We'll do it later.
A tier. A tier. I'll put Cyndaquil in between Charmander and Bulbasaur. Quilava, I think Quilava is a nice progression. I don't think it would go into A tier for me personally. I think I'll put it in between Venusaur and Wartortle. Typhlosion is pretty sick. I think, yeah, I think this is about a good place for it.
Good.
Yeah.
It's only,
Agree.
I would say it's valid only because of popularity of what Charizard has.
I'm also gonna take Hisuian Typhlosion and put it top of B tier. Actually, no. Bottom of A tier. We'll go bottom of A tier at the moment. C tier? No.
I would have actually agreed with B.
Same.
Same.
It's either bottom A tier or yeah, we'll put top B tier. I think I really like the design
It's
a
a
lot
good-
more than many people
Yeah.
in here.
Yeah.
Do I think it could have been better? Yeah. Do I think it could have had a better hidden ability than Frisk as well? But
Well,
I think
yeah.
solid overall.
It's a solid
lot of issues.
Pokemon. It's a good type.
A lot of
Totodile.
issues with the Johto and Kanto.
High A tier.
Yeah.
Totodile.
Nope.
He is a silly little guy, and I love him.
I want to name him Lyle.
He's a silly little guy, and I love him. I want to use one again. I'm going to name him Noko, and we will be best friends.
Yes.
Okay, I
You
actually
said it?
have a
Pika,
sad
you said
truth
the
to
DLC.
mention.
Yeah, I
He's
might.
going to. That's what his name again. So,
All
I
right.
have a sad truth
Croconaw I will probably put in C tier. It's not
Could have
bad.
been better.
Not
Could have been
bad.
better design-wise.
Yeah, genuinely, it
I-
could
I
have
have
been
a
better.
sad- I have a
I
sad
also
truth.
think if the progression of Totodile was more caveman-like Croconaw kind of makes it out to be, I think that it would have boosted Croconaw as well. But we'll get to Feraligatr right now. This thing is going right above Totodile. This thing is awesome. I love this big gator. Let's move on to Hoenn. Trico, I like Trico. I don't think I like it enough to warrant putting it in A tier, personally.
Like I
So-
said, a lot of the first 3 gens had a lot of
I-
blank space in their
I'm-
stages.
True.
I'm going to put him in high B tier.
Pika,
Really?
I'm not mad at you yet.
I think high B tier is a good place for Trico. It's a really cool wood
No.
gecko. I've seen a bit of Ash's Trico in the anime, so I like it from that. Solid Pokemon overall. Grovyle,
May I
I
say
think, is
something?
one
May I
of
say
the
something?
coolest middle stages, so I am going to put him right next to Charmeleon.
It is
Thank
so
I was
valid.
going to say,
So valid.
I think, in way of the games, the Mystery Dungeon games, and the anime, it needs to go above. Charmeleon.
I haven't played the Mystery Dungeon games.
And he hasn't
Where
read the
Grovyle
he hasn't
shows
read
up.
He also hasn't
Oh.
read the comics. That's why Ivysaur's in B.
Pika.
Well,
if you
I've
read the
read.
comics, Ivysaur would be in A.
Are we talking about Pokemon Adventures? Because I have read that.
Not Adventures.
Oh.
Okay,
Wait, then which
him being
comics?
in A, I'm fine with though.
Yellow.
What?
Oh wait, that is
Yellow.
Adventures.
That is Yeah, that's Adventures.
Yeah, no, they did Ivysaur justice in that one.
I'm also
Ivysaur
going
got a
to
lot of
say Sceptile. Sceptile's in my top 10 for Hoenn Pokemon. I'm going to put him right between Typhlosion and Charmeleon. I think that actually no, we're gonna put him above Typhlosion. I think I like Sceptile just slightly more than Typhlosion currently.
That's
You
fair.
did
It is
not.
based. It is based off of Dilophosaurus. I can understand.
Yeah,
You
it's
did
Yeah.
not disappoint me.
Well, also, just, I've used Sceptile a lot more than I have Typhlosion, so I have more reason to like it.
Sceptile
No.
is the best grass type in my opinion.
Torchic.
To be honest, all the Hoenn starters are valid. They're all.
Torchic
yes.
is going... Torchic's gonna go after Ivysaur.
Ooh.
Aw.
I don't
Hoenn
have...
was one of-
I don't have much appeal with Torchic. It's not real. I like Torchic. I like it enough to put it in B tier, but it's not. It's my least favorite line of the Hoenn starters.
I agree.
So Mudkip's going in A.
And part of that is also Combuskin. People have ruined this thing for me, so it's going in D tier.
Okay,
Oh yes,
fine,
the
fine,
dick-shaped
fine.
bird.
Yeah. Oh wait, the tier. Blaziken I'm also gonna put like right in between Bayleaf and Ivysaur.
I cannot see it. I cannot see it. I cannot see it.
Blaziken's solid. It's a very strong Pokemon competitively, but it is not personally my thing. So we're putting him there.
Rose, welcome to my other trait, pure chaos.
Boys, it is time for our first S tier, Mudkip.
Yeah! Look how cute he is!
Mudkip was
You
my
have not disappointed me.
Mudkip was my second starter I ever had. It was the second Pokemon plush I ever had. I love this Mudfish. He is my best friend, except for other characters that we will get to later.
The little spark.
Marshtomp?
Oh wait, I have soundboards turned off. Actually, I can't hear it.
Marshtomp is mid B. Yeah. Marshtomp.
Okay, his sprite, yes, but his 3D model though, he want to murder.
Marshtomp is a bit of a downgrade from Mudkip. I still like it though. As people can see from my Journeys rewrite, I love the Mudkip line overall, which is why Swampert is also going in S tier.
Yeah!
Valid.
Let's go!
This was
Pika.
the second Pokemon I ever got to level 100.
Wait, why do I see
Nice.
2 Delphoxes down there? What the hell?
Wait,
Oh
what?
yeah, that happened to me too.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
wait, hold up.
No, you didn't
Uh,
notice that with the tier list one when I did it.
You know what? We're gonna rank them like that anyway, because it's funny. It will be funny. Turtwig,
It's
solid.
Like this Fennekin I hate, but this Fennekin.
This Fennekin. Turtwig, I'm gonna put high B tier. I like Turtwig quite a bit. I've grown to like it a lot more because of my original Legends Arceus playthrough on my
A
channel.
lot less
So-
blank space.
He's just
It's-
a little guy.
He's a little guy, and we love him for it. Grottle,
I'd say-
solid as well. I'm going to put Grottle in B tier, but low B tier.
I
You're
would
not-
say
Oh,
this
Pika,
is
you're-
when the starters stopped using blank space and started having like a nice variation.
Pika, you're not allowed to put Grottle in Dick Chickens.
I'm not going to. He's staying. Grottle is staying in B tier, and that's that.
Good.
Torterra's going in high B tier.
Yes.
Oh,
Torterra,
Did I get disconnected?
Torterra's
You
going in
just,
high B
uh,
tier.
Like,
Oh,
legit.
You just shamed Brandon. You hurt his soul.
Torterra's going in high B tier. I could probably be coerced to do A tier, but I do quite like Torterra.
I
The tree
I
is the
just
best part
ask
about
of
it.
this.
Yeah.
Could you at least put it above Hisuian Typhlosion? That's all
Yeah,
I ask.
fair.
Yeah, oh,
Fair.
yes.
Honestly, fair. Valid. Valid.
Electro, what happened
Valid.
to saying
I think-
that your friends are not gonna entice your opinions?
I said they can attempt to. Will they? We'd find out. Torterra
You said
and
no.
Torterra and Hisuian Typhlosion, they're honestly about even in my eyes. Both are really cool to me. So switching him to above Typhlosion isn't really a big thing to me. Chimchar.
Now,
Monkey goes. Here, I'm gonna put him there. I actually, we'll put him in S tier. Why not? I like the monkey. I like the monkey.
No.
He is
No.
good monkey. So, to explain Chimchar, I played Pokemon Diamond as my first playthrough of Sinnoh, so, my options were either Chimchar or Ponyta,
Yup.
It's honestly fair.
and Chimchar, I ended up seeing the Pokemon anime, saw what it evolved into, and was like, okay, this is coming with me. I grabbed the little monkey by the top of his head, threw him in my backpack, and we were off. And I had a lot of fun. I named...
Totally.
I did not name him Diddy Kong.
That would have been a good name for him, though.
Yeah, the original name I went with, I was uncreative at first, and I went with Goku. But,
It's okay.
after a while, I started giving the name Kaizo. I believe I read somewhere where there is loose, like, Infernape is loosely based. Oh wait, no. The reason why was because I knew of someone who named their Infernape Caesar, as in like Julius Caesar, because of royalty. And I was like, good. I was like, that's a good name. Oh yeah, it would have also been Planet of the Apes. I haven't seen those movies, I'll be honest.
Oh.
So I assumed it was Julius
Caesar is
Caesar.
actually a very common name. It's very.
Is
But-
it a good movie?
Like, I was like, I don't want to do the name Caesar. So I was like, okay, let's look into this. Caesar relates to Kaiser, which I can't remember the meaning off the top of my head. Kaiser basically meaning an emperor, which I was like, okay, that's cool. But I don't want to necessarily do Kaiser. So I tried Kaizo. I don't remember what that means, actually. Kaizo meaning... Oh, it means modification, rebuild, or reconfiguration. Which is a philosophy for game style. Regardless, it sounds cool. So...
It does.
And also, Kaizo was me modifying Kaiser, which was a modification of Caesar. So it works out.
Hey, Pika, Jojo Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen is
I know,
technically...
I fucked up.
Monferno will put...
Not wanted.
We'll put in A tier between Sceptile and Typhlosion. Because it's... I like it a lot. I don't know if I like it as much as Chimchar. So I think we'll put it... Like, I think Charizard, Feraligatr, Totodile, and Sceptile beat out Monferno just a bit. Infernape, we're going to put that in S tier as well.
Yeah.
I love
I'm feeling
Infernape.
like Blaziken's only
We love 'em.
behind it because of its blank place. If it had more
Yeah.
type colors or patterns, it would be above Monferno. I could understand that.
Anyways, Piplup. Solid...
Pika.
What?
Thin ice.
So...
Very thin.
Piplup used to be my least favorite of the Sinnoh. Technically, he still is. However, I've started to grow more fondness of Piplup, and for some reason, people keep putting Piplup with me. Cause, like...
It's because you use Oshawott, so they're like, oh,
In-
you must like water types.
In one of my groups that I'm in, we were coming up with starters based on, like, our portions of the group. So we needed a starter trio that fit, like, half... We needed two separate starter trios, each one fitting half of the group. And Sinnoh was what we came up with for the half that I was placed in, with Piplup being the one given to me. And honestly, I'm fine with it. Prinplup is going in C tier.
Acceptable.
He is kind of ugly.
Yeah.
Now,
So, I don't-
the king himself.
So I don't feel too strongly one way or the other. So we're gonna put him there. Empoleon, I am actually very
the
interested
king
in.
himself.
I will put him next to Piplup.
No,
However,
you're putting him above Trico.
I'm gonna say no currently. Cause I will say this is where Empoleon is staying for the moment. When I get the chance to use Empoleon, he would probably be ranked higher because he recently got buffed.
I'm
Yeah,
back.
he
I had to get
did.
rid of my rage. I'm good now.
So
I don't know
water,
why, but when I
water
sorry.
steel is a good typing. The
Is.
design has started to grow on me. I'm not the biggest on like the humanoid Pokemon. I know Infernape's an S tier, but I'm not
Penguin,
the
it's not
I'm
humanoid.
but he's standing up. He's in a tuxedo.
They're penguins. They're tuxedo penguins, though.
That is
Cynthia.
true, but like
He's the
it's
Emperor
kind
Penguin.
of it's
He's the
kind
king.
of it's kind of humanoid in the way they did.
His name
However-
is Costa
Yes.
Ice Cream.
However,
A penguin
I
that
will
doesn't
say,
have a long neck is apparently a human.
however, I will say, well, he also if you look at the black on it, that is technically supposed to be like representative of hair because his design is supposed to make him based around Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon,
Sorry.
solid typing. The design has grown on me, and I'm very interested in using it in the future because recently they took its Defiant ability and changed that to competitive, and I am a big fan of Milotic because of that ability. So if Empoleon is anything like that, Empoleon will probably end up in high B tier, if not like mid A tier. But for
I
now,
accept that. Okay.
mid B tier currently. On to Unova, and I like Unova.
Snivy!
Man's gonna be biased.
Snivy. First of all, Snivy, you're going above Sceptile. I like Snivy more than Sceptile. I'm sorry, Sceptile fans. I'm sorry, Sceptile fans. But I love this smug little snake to death. Yes, I'm biased because he was in my first Pokemon game. Shut up.
Smugly.
Yeah.
Man,
Servine-
running
We're going to take over this.
Servine, I'm going to put in low B tier though, cause it is kind of a downgrade to me.
His
It's
eye
kind of-
makes me
it's
go,
just-
like, it just
I like it. What the heck?
That's what I think when I see the eyes. Like, when
I was staring at Servine's eyes when that happened. So for that, it's going above Grottle. It's going above Grottle.
No, I did it.
But Servine is a bit of a downgrade. I still like it, but I don't think I like it enough to keep it in A tier or high B tier. Superior, though, is that smug boy once again. A tier.
He back! Victory sounds on our
Island is not
I got one,
happy
I got one, I
about
got one, I got one.
Sceptile being dethroned, but this is how I feel. I mean, for crying out loud, Superior has Contrary, Leaf Storm. Genuinely, the best thing I think they could do is give this thing
Every
part
single
Dragon
fan
type.
game, he gets Draco Meteor.
Yes, give it part Dragon type. Let him
Wait,
learn
no.
Draco Meteor.
Wait,
And
somebody
that
asked
would
about
be a
the.
powerhouse.
Somebody asked.
Oh, I just like the
Or just wait for
regal.
the ass to shake its hand and it put out its little bitty leaf from behind its back.
I like the regalness
Every time I
of
think
That's what-
Superior.
You know what I picture those tiny little leaf hands as? It's kind of what I picture it is just like, you know how sometimes waiters will put their hands behind their backs? That's all I picture Servine doing all the time, judging people. Just
Yeah.
looking down at you like,
But yeah, Superior, I love the regalness of it. I'm not a big fan of the French. However, the French inspirations that Superior has, I really like. The fact it has its hands behind its back is a power move, in my opinion. So honestly, I think...
What the fuck?
you
Anyway.
angered Island to the point of server muting you.
Wait, did he
I
server...
was like, look. Yeah,
Yes.
he server muted
I
you.
server muted and deafened you.
You server muted and deafened me because I like Superior more than Sceptile.
I mean,
We're moving on from Superior. Tepig. Tepig, I'ma be honest, he's going between Cyndaquil and Charmander. He's a cute little pig. I love him. Enough said. Pignite's honestly gonna go in C tier. Yeah. There.
Very curious. Honestly.
I don't know if you noticed.
So no, I prefer Cyndaquil. I'd definitely say Cyndaquil over Typhlosion. I mean, not
As Tepig.
over Tepig because of its original colors.
Okay.
Like Cyndaquil's original colors are much better than its current colors, and that should put it above Tepig.
So Cynthia theme directed at me or at its Centaur? As much as I like Unova, Pignite's a bit of a downgrade. Actually, I actually like him more than Croconaw. I think we'll high C tier.
That's valid.
I'm still upset about Cyndaquil lower than Tepig.
It's because of personal
But I know
bias.
that's
Nothing.
Okay.
I was about
about
to say nothing personal, kid, but it's quite literally personal bias.
It literally.
Thanks for
Why are you
checking in,
doing
Lens.
this?
Embor is top of B tier.
I used to hate Emboar.
I love him. I actually really like Embor, but I don't think it's enough to bring him into A tier. Actually, you know what? We'll put him
Yeah, he's
right there.
probably, like, very
There.
bottom A tier.
There you go.
Em-
Above Bulbasaur.
Ember was my first.
My goodness,
Tepig was
Bulbasaur
one
has
I chose
fallen
first
from
in
grace.
Black.
Bulbasaur used to be my second favorite grass starter, but he has fallen.
Snivy exists.
I will say
Snivy.
I will say Bulbasaur is my little brother's favorite Pokemon, which is probably why he was held in such high regard. And I still do love him.
You're upset.
But
Okay,
Embor-
now time for your god.
Embor
Oh, goodness. I'm seeing what's
Embor
going on.
is awesome. Fiery wrestler pig reminds me of Ganondorf, the shiny. Enough
Elder
said.
Shiny. Yeah.
Oshawott, Oshawott,
Ember was my first starter
icon
in
of the
Pokemon
channel.
White.
The
Oshawott.
icon of Pika's career.
Dang it, I can't get him all the way up to S tier.
I
There we go.
figured.
S tier.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm having to move this stuff, like, slowly while scrolling. S tier. S tier.
That is so respectable.
Uh,
I can't say
oh.
anything.
Sit there for
I
now.
was about to say,
But-
Wow.
Why?
S tier.
Oh, okay. I was about to say why. That is wrong. if you
Sit there
could.
for now. S tier.
Yo, Pika, make a new tier called God.
You know,
Should have
actually,
done that.
I'm gonna call this SS tier.
Yeah.
And the
Oh,
entire
S tier.
Oshawott line is going in this.
Call it ass tier.
No.
Yes.
SS
That
tier,
is-
Oshawott, Hisuian Samurott, Duwat, and Samurott. I love them
Guys,
all.
if you
Chespin, you're going in C tier.
I'm gonna
Oh.
tell our
Valid.
friend about this.
He's okay.
I love Chespin.
He's okay.
I love
Quilladin,
Chespin.
join Combuskin in
Join
D
Combuskin.
tier.
Really? I honestly
I,
thought you would rate it lower.
I'm not the biggest
Hey,
fan
you're
of Quilladin,
Quilladin-
a lot better.
but he's
You
fun.
added-
Chestnut,
Island, we can only
unfortunately,
do it
I
once.
have to
You
say,
can't do it.
Chestnut
Why?
disappoints me because the main reason that I genuinely think the shiny coloration should be the base coloration.
That is very
Agreed.
agreeable. That is agreeable, honestly.
But he will make it to C
I mean,
tier.
have you seen the chestnut
Grass Bowser.
redesign people have made?
Grass-
Because not a lot of people are
Fennekin.
great fan.
Fennekin
Oh no.
will go in C tier.
But what about the other Fennekin?
Oh,
Yeah.
We'll
yeah.
get to the other Fennekin. Fennekin's cute, but I like this one. I don't think one way or another.
It came out at the wrong time. So
Braixen
that's when furry
is
furry jokes
E
started.
tier.
What? Why?
It stood
Wait.
up, and I don't. It stood up, and I don't like the ear hair.
Why?
I
At least
genuinely, I don't like the way that I don't like my least favorite quality of Fennekin is the ear hair. It just puts me off. Braixen,
Hey,
adding that and then
Braixen
also
better be
it
bad thing.
standing up, don't like that either. Delphox,
But it got worse.
uh,
Delphox got worse.
Delphox got worse in my opinion.
Hey,
It does not,
At
it
least-
genuinely doesn't feel like a Pokemon to me. It feels
at
like a
least it's
Digimon.
not D tier.
And I like Digimon,
You at least
but,
you
I
and,
love it. It has the witch design. It's just so perfect.
It was the first starter, well, not the first starter, but it was one of the biggest starters to actually like hit it with the female fans of Pokemon.
so was
Not to
Eevee.
mention,
Aspect.
There have
true,
been others.
but it wasn't a starter then. It wasn't a starter then.
Fair.
Braixen was kind of the first starter to really just sweep the nation by storm with the female fan base.
That's
That is
fair,
true.
and I respect it for
You're-
that. Unfortunately, I am not a female.
Well, you can't
don't-
say anything about the stick. I think the stick is a good aspect of Braixen.
Okay, but why does
This
it
is
have to
literally
have
a
it in
stick.
its butt?
Damn it.
It quite literally
It's an
has
L.
it quite literally has a stick up its butt. You can't tell me otherwise. The other you know what? This other Fennekin can join its brother. Well, there's the other ones.
So you're putting them next to their duplicates. Is that what it is?
This is kind of funny.
Notice
That's
how on
that's
Pika's
all the
list,
girls
as
out
it
there.
evolves further, it just gets worse.
Yeah.
We start getting more and more.
Anyways,
That drops down to bad.
Froakie.
Stood up.
Froakie, we're not putting you in A tier for now. We are actually moving you to S tier. Cause
No,
honestly,
it's gotta be double S.
it's
or
not
it's
double
not
S
valid.
for me.
It's not
Then it's not
Oshawott
valid.
level.
It's not. Yeah, currently SS is where Oshawott reigns supreme.
Agreed.
What if
And
I shoot
You know
Oshawott
what,
with a
Froakie-
gun?
I know
Then
one
if you shoot Oshawott with a gun, then I'm moving Sceptile to F tier.
Oh my god. Okay.
Solely for spite. Froakie, I like frogs. I do like frogs quite a bit. And
Well,
it's a simple design. It's a simple design, but it's a design that works. Frogadier is probably one of the coolest middle stages ever. So we're putting him in S tier. And Greninja, if Oshawott did not exist and Mudkip did not exist, definitely Greninja would be my favorite. I love water types. I love
Ash
ninjas.
Greninja.
I am seeing
I
a
really
water
like
type
frogs. Ash Greninja.
It's
Oh,
just
I
Ash
thought that
type.
was Mega. I thought it was Mega Evolution.
No, this
No.
is Ash Greninja. This is Ash's Greninja specifically. And
I think
you-
that's a little bit better than Swampert, just a little bit better.
It's not
than Swampert.
Pika's
Come on.
Greninja.
I think it deserves it.
Like, it
yeah,
is- it
we'll
does
put
have
him.
Ash-
We'll
Ash
put him
Let's
between
go.
Mudkip and Swampert because I watched,
Ooh.
like, I was watching X and Y at the time. I saw the Kalos
Yep.
League and stuff. He's really cool. I brought him back for a reason. I love him, but he's not passing Mudkip.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
It-
look, he's up there though. He's really up there. I'm
It
okay
takes
with
it
that.
takes something
Hey.
truly special to pass Mudkip, and it
Rose-
takes something truly
Rose should
special
be up-
to make it to the Oshawotts.
And we're about
Rowlet.
to see that boy.
We are about to see something make it to there because, to be honest, Rowlet I consider one of the best starters to ever exist.
Yep.
He goes in SS.
It's valid.
Rowlet,
Nice
Rowlet-
boy.
I genuinely, with each generation from 1 to 6, the grass starter was never my favorite. It was usually the water, occasionally the fire, with Charizard and Infernape. Rowlet got introduced. And I knew I wanted him. Unfortunately, my first playthrough I choose Poplio.
Well, that's still a good choice though.
My first
Miracle!
playthrough I chose Poplio because people were hating on it and I wanted to give it some love. However, I then got Ultra Sun, chose Rowlet, and immediately realized Rowlet was just better. I loved it so
Agreed.
much more. Dartrix is and it's a downgrade, but it's not much of a downgrade. I think I will put him between Emboar and Cyndaquil.
If I saw that man at a bar, I would ask him for a scotch.
Oh, for real? You know what?
He's both a gentleman. Actually, he's kind of got the Sanji like haircut too, but he also kind of makes him seem a little emo, which is probably why he falls into a ghost type. And thinking about it.
Okay, but to be fair, he does kind of look like that one animal character from Animal Crossing.
But
Rooster.
he's nice. Also, Decidueye is going in SS tier as well.
Yes, let's
Because
go. Yes.
because I have a story
about-
to tell.
No.
Decidueye. Like I said, Ultra Sun, I picked Rowlet. I named him Oliver after Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow. He became a Decidueye, and he and I went off together, and we ran into Ultra Necrozma because of the story. Yeah?
Wrong theme.
Wrong theme,
Oh,
but
Wrong theme, I love that.
What's
basically the
timing?
feel. But I went to face Ultra Necrozma, and I was not prepared. However, in the end, Oliver one-shot Ultra Necrozma.
My God.
And then after that point,
I had the exact same
I kept knocking out legendaries in one shot with my Decidueye. The only one that wasn't taken out in one hit was Giovanni's Mega Mewtwo.
I had the same exact thing, but with Archeops.
Decidueye's
So, yeah.
just goated like that.
Decidueye is quite literally built different. And honestly, while I'm keeping Rowlet ahead of it, these two are pretty much equal in my eyes.
Decidueye is goated with the sauce.
That's why he got
Hisuian.
the boat.
So Hisuian Decidueye, I'm gonna have to set him there for now. Hisuian Decidueye, I don't like nearly as much.
Oh.
But it's also because he had
Hisuian-
rough competition.
So
rough competition.
he has very rough competition because Hisuian Samurott exists. But also,
And
while I appreciate the autumn colorations, I much prefer the shiny color, and I saw the shiny color first and was told that that was the base coloring. And I thought this was the shiny. I think the shiny looks much better. And
Agreed.
the fact that swap was made on me and that it's actually this coloration as the main coloration, it doesn't feel like a grass type to me. It's the specific colorations of, like, I get that it's autumnal leaves, and I like that. However, the reds and the oranges remind me more of a fire type, and so it doesn't feel as much like a grass type to me. Rowlet, Decidueye, some of the best starters in existence. Litten. Honestly, Litten, regular old Litten is a solid, solid, like, middle of B tier. Kind of
Like
low
a
on the
W.
end, but I like him.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of cats, but he's okay. Torracat, we're gonna put
Yeah,
here in
Torracat's
B
at least
tier as
better
well.
than Mitten.
Torracat, I think, is a good progression, and also Ash's Torracat from the anime made me really fond of it. In fact, if I were to have a Litten, I would have it as a Torracat, and I'd keep it as a Torracat, because I like the design, and also Incineroar, I'm sorry, bud, but
It should have been
D tier.
Decidueye in Smash Bros.
Agreed.
True.
Hard agree.
But also, I've started to like Incineroar a little bit more because of competitive, and also whenever I was playing Smash with some friends, my joke would always be like I'd pick Incineroar for one round and say it was Wrestle Wednesdays. But overall, it's, you know what? I'm gonna put him at the top of D. Yeah, top of D tier for now. He'd be top of D tier, maybe like at most mid C tier because of Ash's Incineroar. Because it came back in Journeys, and honestly, despite the fact it didn't do much, it was still pretty cool. It got me hyped. I like it. But it's not the type of design that I personally enjoy. Unless your name is Decidueye, Greninja, or Infernape. Popplio, I honestly think is pretty solid. We'll put him right next to Piplup.
I agree with this 100%.
I was gonna be a wrestling clown.
What?
A wrestling clown?
God, you guys were not remember when people thought Papa
Oh
was
yeah,
gonna
I
be,
actually
like,
do remember
strong
seeing
man.
that. I remember seeing, like, some form of Brion that had, like, the Scalp Chop on it. And I was like, wait a minute, that's Oshawott's! But honestly, I think it's a solid design. It's pretty simple. It's a funny little guy. We appreciate him. Brion,
Yeah, and this is one,
Brion
yeah,
is a
another
little
feminine part,
bit...
which is a great youth.
Yeah, Brion is a bit of a downgrade for me. So I'd say... I'd say here, unfortunately.
Honestly valid.
Like, I have no problems with it. It's one that I don't feel too strongly for one way or the other, but I feel enough for it to where it makes it out of C tier.
The reasoning
Primarina...
is because it didn't stand up.
Primarina is solid, but honestly, I can't see it being any higher than this position.
It made it below Empoleon.
It's a strong Pokemon. It's a good Pokemon. Water Fairy, very good typing. But over time, I've kind of gotten to a point where I don't like it as much, so it's about mid B tier for me. Now, we move on to Galar. And we start
Honestly,
with
I don't
another
care about
monkey!
Dang.
I don't give a
We
shit about
love
any
the
of these
monkey, and we love him so much that he, honestly, will probably stay here.
guys.
Actually,
Oh.
Really?
Man's gonna keep
Oh.
angering Island.
Oh.
The wheels are cogging.
See,
Is it really better
the
than
problem
Trico
is,
and Turtwig, though?
for me,
It's because of the rewrites.
yes, it is because of the rewrite. You're right. It is because of the rewrite. The rewrite, despite the fact I've mostly been writing Thwackey, has made me like Grookey in the entire line a lot more than I used to. I used to like it quite a bit, but it probably would have been it probably would have still been around the B tier point. But like I like it more than I used to.
Not to mention all the jokes we make about it.
Wait, what jokes? I'm curious now.
No,
We're
they're
gonna-
good jokes. They're good jokes.
Gun version.
We're gonna put him here.
But they're
I accept
genuinely
that.
good jokes. Like, he
These
beats, like, a
three are about even.
Let's just say jokingly, we made the joke of him beating a ground type just by literally falling backwards and throwing his stick in the air and then landing on the head and causing it to faint.
Yep. Thwackey, I'm also going to put
It's
alongside.
funny monkey business.
Actually, we'll put. So it's genuinely
It's
because of
better
my
than Herculean.
rewrites.
It's better than
Because of my
Herculean,
rewrites,
I agree.
Thwackey is going to make it to this position. I love my characterization of Thwackey. I also, honestly, while it's a strange design, I like the design. I like the shade of green. I like the different colorations for it. I think it's a solid design.
It
Rillaboom.
looks like
Rillaboom will go next to him.
Yeah.
I like
It's so
Rillaboom a
adorable.
lot more than I used to. Big monkey, strong monkey, funny monkey. But I don't think I like him more than Torterra, is the thing.
Aaron. Truck,
But,
not monkey.
hey, maybe after the next Journey's rewrite part at the point of recording this, maybe when that comes out, he will get bumped up into A. I don't know. Score
Here's
Bunny.
hoping.
Yo, just drop,
Score
drop
Bunny.
the rabbit in bed. Just drop it in bed.
Oh,
See,
Cynthia.
Here's the,
I don't like
the
it
thing
in
is,
Galar.
I think Score Bunny is okay. We'll put him above Squirtle. I think
Oh,
Score
Rose,
Bunny.
I've never played any of the Sword and Shield games, and I
Score
really
Bunny
dislike
is
the
fine.
straight humanoid that all the
Raboot-
Galar Pokemon play with.
Score Bunny is fine. Raboot, I think, it's a pretty decent progression. I'm not a big fan of Cinderace.
Woody.
Cinderace will go bottom of C tier because I don't dislike Cinderace anymore because of the anime and also using one a little bit. But overall, the line as a whole is one I don't feel too strongly for one way or another.
What about
Galar
Pyro
starters
Ball?
are just way too humanoid.
Okay,
Like,
so
the closest we
Pyro
got to Beast Day.
Pyro Ball actually frustrates me
What?
because it is ridiculously overpowered.
What?
Valid.
It is
Okay.
it is
biased on
a
that one, my bad.
physical fire blast with nearly perfect accuracy, and that is by far the strongest move of the other starters. It's fine to give them a strong move. However, I would have much better preferred if Snipe Shot and Drum Beating were about as powerful, so that way there was a bit more of, like, that way they felt a bit more even. But
Think
no,
of current competitivity.
that is
Mm.
also,
Nobody is used because of how good that move is.
and also because
And
of
some the fact
Libero.
that It's the only Pokemon that can really learn it as well.
Yeah, it is currently
And
the
other
only one who
starters-
can learn Pyro Ball.
If Infernape got Pyro Ball,
Oh.
then
To be
everyone
fair-
is just fucking dead.
To be fair, Infernape did get a good new move in Raging Fury.
It did.
Oh wait.
But
Did?
yeah,
No.
Raging Fury, which is a fire type outrage.
Oh.
Then also if Blaziken got Pyro Ball, Mega Pyro Ball.
Oh boy. We're gonna move on. Sobble? Sobble, you're gonna sit here for the moment because we're actually going to move you. We'll move you here.
It's not better than
I-
Typhlosion.
No. I do actually kind of agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I like him. He's a timid little guy, and I feel for him.
That
I
does
feel
not beat
feel
Fury.
kind of bad for him. That doesn't beat terrifying Badger with flaming back.
Typhlosion looks at Sobble, and Sobble bursts into tears.
Drizzile,
Sobble
honestly,
tries to turn invisible, all tears evaporate.
Drizzile honestly kind of a downgrade. So I'm gonna put him.
This is the goth kid.
Honestly, probably bottom of B tier. I like the colors.
I'm glad you
I
didn't
li-
put above Forest List.
I like the colors of Drizzile, but the emo bit
It
is.
was nice.
I actually kind of like it a bit more than these two, so we'll put him here.
Hmm.
But I don't like him more than Servine, that's for sure.
I lied. He is the wannabe emo.
Yeah. Inteleon, honestly,
one that would tell the
Inteleon I
things
think
that
is
realize
really
they made a
cool.
mistake.
We'll put him. I think Inteleon is really cool, and I think the Secret Agent theme is a sick concept, especially for the Galar region, because you've got James Bond, you've got Austin Powers.
Such a good body design.
So I'm gonna put him next to Sceptile. The two of them will chill together. Also, I like the fact that the yellow, like the end bits of the yellow frills are used as a glider, and that this thing has like night vision as well. It is a spy. It is really cool. I think mid A tier is a good place for him.
And his
Okay.
Gigantamax uses his tail as a sniping platform. It's
True. But Sprigatito, honestly, Sprigatito probably, like, I think it is probably the best base stage grass design that we have gotten in quite a bit. I don't like it more than Snivy or Rowlet or anything, but I think it's pretty solid, so we'll put the Weed Cat in A tier. Floragato.
Yo, put that boy in A tier. That boy.
Floragato is going in A tier.
Actually, no. Pop that boy in S. He is Puss in Boots. He is sick.
See,
He had
for
fights
me-
with a yo-yo.
for me, it's not S tier. I have not had much experience with Floragato. My opinions over it go based on design alone, but it's a sick design, and
All I
is
gotta say is, keep a yo-yo.
so I'm going to. I don't. Honestly, I
I would say
don't
that's-
like
I would say
Floragato
that's
more than these. I just realized how many grass starters are in a row.
My gosh, you're right.
There seems to be a
Pika,
type
I would-
here.
Superior,
Floragato
Hisuian
is my
Decidueye,
one-
Snivy, Sceptile. Okay.
Pika, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would say Floragato has the same amount of swagger as Snivy.
I would agree with you, and I wish that Floragato's evolution kept that swagger. But instead, we got Meowscarada. Meowscarada
That
has
is good and
grown.
bad.
Meowscarada has grown on me a little bit, but I don't like the design, and overall, this was the opposite of what I was wanting, because I was fine with the humanoid design, which is interesting for me. However, I was thinking that we should get a full-on Puss in Boots, like, we could have had a really cool grass steel type, or even still grass dark, but like a sword fighter with a thorny flower aspect, and this was not that. Instead, we got a magician, and I don't personally see how Floragato set that up. So, Meowscarada, E tier.
Yo-yo tricks.
I'm
Pika,
sorry.
we know where this next one goes.
Fuecoco
Mighty
is
boy,
the
yo.
boy. He is an SS. We love Fuecoco. He is
So we know
a-
what Pikachu's legend starters are. Oshawott, Rowlet, and Fuecoco.
Yep.
I am not disagreeing with it, to be honest.
Nope.
Fuecoco
is the best.
is adorable. He is so stupid, but we love him to death. He is the professional Greloo sniffer. And he looks like he sniffs glue. He looks like he eats crayons. He genuinely has that toddler vibe to him.
He do be eating that pocket money.
He do be eating the pocket money. And also, just my experience playing through
Oh my
Pokemon
God, he's
Violet
reminding me
on my
of
channel
Crocalor.
makes me just love him.
Just
Crocalor.
reminded me of my favorite talk about Crocalor.
Crocalor.
Scooby-Doo skedaddle. Wait, Pika. he
Crocalor is a
Scooby-Doo skedaddle.
down. He does, but Crocalor is a downgrade for me overall. When looking at, I still like him.
Skedaddle.
Don't get me wrong. I still really like him. However, overall, it's not nearly as good as Fuecoco. And there's honestly middle stage starters that I like more than him. So I think he will stay next to Quilaffa. The sombrero
Yeah,
is
Fuecoco's
funny,
getting a lot
though.
of comics made for him.
Now, Skeledirge. Sit there for now
SS.
before we bring him
SS.
to SS. This thing,
Yeah.
I was kind of worried over what Fuecoco was going to become. This man did not disappoint. I saw the image of Skeledirge in the Pokedex and knew I needed this thing on my team.
Yep.
And we
Torch
made
Song?
sure he got a stage.
Fire Ghost,
We made
sick,
sure we got
sick
saved.
typing. Torch Song, sick move. Kind of overpowered too, but it's not in as bad of a way as Pyro Ball at all. It's a base 80 power move, but it can boost special attack. I think that's the kind of overpowered that's good. Because it can become
And it
overpowered,
interacts with
but it's
Throat
not
Spray.
base overpowered. And it interacts with Throat Spray, yeah. But overall, Skeledirge is really cool. Even the name is cool.
He earned that spot, and we put him on a stage for it.
This man will kill you and then sing at your funeral.
He is true. He would. Quaxley.
I would.
Now we
He is
move
the
to
number
Quaxley.
911.
Quaxley, I'm gonna be honest, he goes right next to Sprigatito.
Okay.
Wait, Pika, can
Again,
Pika, can we make a
overall,
joke about
solid,
Sandwich?
solid start, sure.
Yo, there's a reason why he's number 911, because he died in the
No.
Honestly, Quaxley, solid design. I really like. I like the good little duck. Overall, he's nice. Quackwivel.
It goes downhill.
Quackwivel
All
is
goes downhill.
C tier. It's a downgrade. I do like the hair. Like, they kept up the hair trend, and I like that. Quackwivel. I don't mean this in an offensive way, but Quackwivel is quite literally gay.
No, Pika, no, he is probably
He's
B tier.
bad.
Probably the top B tier.
Okay, the
He's
reason why
fabulous.
he's in low C tier is because water fighting with the Moxie hidden ability is good.
Okay, that's the only thing good about it.
And Aqua Step.
Yes,
No, Aqua Step
but
is
it's
pretty good.
but it's Aqua Step 2, yes. That stuff is why I say low C tier. I could maybe be talked into high D tier, but I think
I
low
wanna
C tier is
see-
fair.
Oh,
Okay,
wait.
I do
One
wanna
thing I will
this.
say I absolutely hate about the Quaxley line is it's that's not a duck. Well, I mean it is a duckling, but it also takes inspiration from a blue-footed booby. Where's the fucking blue feet on the other two?
Honestly, I
No,
think the blue
I'm-
feet would have not looked nice. Also, their
It already
shinies are
has
bad.
The blue
Yeah.
all over. What's good? The blue feet gonna do as a difference? Honestly.
Well,
See,
if you
but
change
it's-
up
it's
things a
like
little
blue.
bit, if you change up things a little bit with the design, it could work. Quaxwell would be able to do it pretty well. Quackwivel would be a little difficult. You'd have to change a bit more, but
Just change the red spots on the feet to blue.
Oh, that'd be nice.
actually, yeah.
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 Yeah, but Quackwivel,
So he
you'll
gave human
stay
legs.
in
You could have gave it bird legs.
you'll stay in C. Anyways,
Okay, yeah,
Pikachu,
yeah.
I think we all know where this is going. No need for
Yeah.
introductions. Top of S tier. No need to explain.
This is rigged.
If you've seen my
This is rigged.
content.
It is rigged. It is
This
rigged.
is rigged.
Also, Eevee, honestly, pretty solid as well. I think,
If you're gonna put Pika,
what? Actually,
come on, it can evolve in. Yeah, there you go.
no.
Yeah.
Eevee deserves S tier. Eevee,
Yup.
You know,
very versatile as a Pokemon. Has a very simplistic design, but it's one that's both cute and also kind of cool, in my opinion.
And we may
Yeah,
eventually get a new evolution. Eventually.
Hopefully.
and Pika.
I'ma just say this right now. Oh, no, you're not staying there. You are going right next to Eevee.
That's
Yeah,
yeah.
Espeon's pretty great, but Umbreon. though-
Umbreon. Yes.
Umbreon!
Yes.
I love both of them pretty equally, to be honest, but
Shiny Umbreon.
we're gonna put him just a
Shiny.
little bit above Chimchar, due to the fact that Umbreon was actually the first evolution that I used. And also the shiny.
Ooh,
Shiny
nice.
is a beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
also
also,
currently
you sh-
reusing Umbreon in a Black 2 playthrough. And he
Umbreon is one of the few Pokemon
needs to
have
put in a
shiny
little
though.
bit more work. Anyways, now we move on to the Megas, and I'm honestly kind of surprised the Gigantamaxes aren't here.
Oh yeah, you're so right.
oh.
I know, it's
However-
gorgeous.
So,
We'll just name them.
Venusaur, I'm gonna be honest, you
Could've been
are
better.
really, you're cool, could have been better. We'll put you about here, mid A tier. On the lower end of it, but still mid A tier. I really like it. Thick Fat is a good ability, but
No.
there are probably ways it could have been improved. Mega Charizard X,
Charizard
I'ma say, I'ma do it to you. S tier.
Yes.
Valid.
Yes.
It's just so cool.
I am it's cool. It's Fire Dragon, which is a sick typing. I am a sucker for the blue and black combo.
They're so good.
S tier.
So agree.
S tier. S tier Mega Evolution. Also, Mega Charizard Y, honestly, top of A tier.
Yeah.
Valid.
I don't like it
It's
nearly
just
as
Charizard, but
much,
better.
but it's a good progression of Charizard. However,
That
this
actually
is
gets a bit more
mega.
red.
This is mega to me.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Mega
Okay, to be honest,
Blastoise.
Can we just say that Charizard Y is just Charmeleon on
Pika.
it's just a Digivolve Charmeleon.
Mega
Very valid.
Blastoise
I already
reminds
see.
me. Mega Blastoise
It's just
reminds me
Digi-
of another reason why I don't like Blastoise.
Oh.
My
It
God.
should have been Water Steel. When the Steel
Hey,
type was
hold on.
introduced,
Blastoise-
if you're going with this design, Water Steel. If you're not gonna do it for the base one,
Blastoise was
the
almost a
Mega.
Water Rock type.
That would have
Just
been
to remind
fine.
you, Blastoise was almost a Water Rock type in the
That would have
original
been
creation of it.
that would have been fine. However, with the way that it currently looks, Water Steel would have been great. And the fact that it's not, especially in the Mega Evolution, is so annoying.
It was wasted potential, basically.
Mega Sceptile, honestly, Mega Sceptile has grown on me quite a bit.
Fantastic design.
It's a fantastic
Oh,
design. As the voice of Sawyer for the XY rewrite, I have a fondness for him as well. Grass Dragon is a pretty interesting typing. My
Yes.
main thing with it is I don't understand Lightning Rod.
Look at
I
that tail.
assume it's because of the tail, but I feel like there are better
Probably.
options for because it's already 4 times resistant to electric. You could have done something else.
Yeah, the ability, like, okay, Pika, tell me, what would be a better ability you would give it if you could?
Technician.
Competitive.
Actually, Technician on that would actually be pretty good.
Competitive or
Like,
contrary, since Leaf Storm is this thing's bread and butter. So
Ooh.
either competitive or contrary, in
The
my
fact
eyes.
that it does get Draco Meteor.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Anyways, Blaziken, Mega Blaziken, honestly, I do kind of like. It's got more color than regular Blaziken does. So, honestly, I don't like it more. I don't like it more than Emboar. No, Speed Boost is a good ability. It doesn't really need
just
much
keep
to improve. So, honestly, solid A tier. Swampert. Good ol' Mega Swampert. This man
I'd
hit
say put
the...
that in S.
This
in,
man hit the gym and came out looking like that. He
That's
Not
what
like
happens when
that,
you
though.
skip.
Oh, we don't
You
judge
skip
him for that.
everything but.
he makes
skip
me
one
want
day.
to create a rain team so I can have him become such a quick sweeper, because he might not look like it, but when the rain goes up, he dashes around like nobody's business. Also, I really like the progression. I'm gonna say this about the Swampert line. I love the progression of, like, the cheeks and how they change over time.
Man's a big fan of those cheeks.
Now, wait a minute.
We don't have them
All right,
physically, but
before
can
we
mention
go,
them.
we don't have them physically, but we can give them a mention. The Gigantamax starters. Gigantamax Venusaur, I would honestly probably put in low B or, like, C tier. It could have been better.
Got a hat.
He got a hat, but that's about it. Gigantamax Charizard would be bottom of S tier, cause my
It's
goodness,
definitely the worst
is it cool? It is such a cool thing. The freaking flaming wings they're just sick. I'm also a big Leon fan. Leon is my favorite champion. So of course, his ace, I'm gonna think is awesome. Not Mega. Gigantamax Blastoise. Honestly, I think I'd put that in mid A tier. I'm not a big fan of Blastoise, as we saw. However, Gigantamax Blastoise having 31 cannons on its back is awesome. I can't deny that. And the original introduction of it, the art for it made it look menacing and made me genuinely give Blastoise a shot. So it would be between mid A tier and mid B tier for me. Gigantamax Rillaboom.
Really nice.
Gigantamax Rillaboom would probably be in mid... It would probably be in low B tier, low A tier, high B tier, in that range. I think it's a great...
the unexplanatory vines.
I think it's a great progression of what Rillaboom already had. The fact that it takes the small trunk drum and turns it into a giant drum set, I really like that. The hair extending to become additional arms so he can just play his heart out. I love it. I love it so much, but not as much as the others. Gigantamax Cinderace, I think, would be about mid B tier. I like it, but it's very simplistic, but it's overall not bad. Gigantamax Inteleon.
I have a gun. No goose.
I like the fact that they took the original secret agent motif and then accelerated that into him being a sniper who uses his own tail as a sniper tower. And just to top it off, for whatever reason, they gave him black eyes with the red irises, and that looks so cool. So honestly, it could go as low as mid A tier and as high as low S tier in my mind. I just really like that Gigantamax. So yeah, that is the full tier list in my mind.
Yeah.
Let me know if you guys disagree with me. You can't do anything about my list now, but...
I disagree with you.
No one asked.